What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Brutal Planet Comics. I'm your host, Dre the Brute Daniels. Welcome to an episode of the Indie Corner, where I sit down with everybody from the independent community, writers, artists, directors, producers. Doesn't matter if you're in the game, I want to talk to you. Today we have ourselves a returning guest. I love when my guests return. He is the creator of Avalon. Give it up, everybody, for Brendan Starocci.
There you go, you got it.
And I got it right this time.
There you go.
What is going on, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing good. How's everything good with you?
I am still above ground, so I'll take it as a win.
Yep. Yeah, right, exactly. Same here. I'm on the same page there.
Absolutely. So good to you to come back and to share all your great work with me once again. Last time you were here, you were dropping your first issue of Avalon, and it was great success, great Kickstarter.
Thank you.
So since the last time we spoke, what has been going on? Get me caught up on the timeline.
So we just actually finished our issue 2 Kickstarter that finished back in September. We funded that and we got all the comics for that. There's 2 separate covers and all that stuff. So with that time period, we've been to Comic-Cons, we've been to like Horror Fest, we've been to a bunch of different events. And since issue 1, since I talked to you last, it was a very busy year for the Avalon team and all that stuff. So it's exciting to have the product, and then to have the second issue finally as well, and then moving on and getting this next year, kind of up to speed and all that stuff. We have a really good plan for what we want next year, and that's our main focus and all that.
That's awesome.
Busy.
Oh, there's no rest for the wicked, and money don't grow on trees. Absolutely.
No, they do not.
Absolutely. So that's great. So how well did the obviously you're still burning the candle at both ends. So how well did the second Kickstarter go for you?
It did better than issue 2, which was a plus for us and all that stuff. So, and then doing the first issue Kickstarter and all that stuff, it was kind of a learning process to see what Kickstarter was all about and all that. And then going to it for a second time around, we kind of were familiar with it and doing it again, and then trying to think of new things to actually do as well. That was exciting. And then going to our third Kickstarter that we're going to be doing here soon as well. It every time has been better for us and easier for us, and kind of planning on what we want to do and how we want to approach the following Kickstarters in the future.
Okay, that's sweet. All right, so you're becoming a pros pro, right?
I guess you kind of call it that. Far from it, but
yeah. I remember some time ago all the skepticism and maybe kind of would. And I was like, listen, this is what we doing. All right, this is how it's going down. Pros pro. I like
exactly.
it.
Yep.
I like it. So, since you had a very successul second Kickstarter, which once again, congratulations to you and your team. Glad to see that. Always wonderful to see that. So when did that Kickstarter end? September. Ended in September.
I can't remember the exact date, but yes, it was in September. Early September, I believe, is what it was.
Okay, cool beans. So now that we got issue 2 in the books, word on the street is we got number 3 coming.
Yep, number 3 will be coming within a month here. We're excited about it. Obviously trying to get the momentum from issue 2 and bring it into issue 3 that we're working on right now to kind of speed everything up, and then let people read what we got, read our story that we've been writing for years and all that stuff. And finally to get it from script format to having the artist illustrate it and all that stuff, and then finally getting into the printing. It's always exciting. We want to try and ride that wave that we kind of created with all the fans that have been purchasing it, loving it and all that stuff. So really trying to ride this big wave and make the best of it.
Yeah, and I got to say that you're doing it. You are riding that wave, hanging 10.
Yeah.
That's really good to see. So as far as the arc is concerned, since 2 is out and everything, how are we doing in the zombie apocalypse? Are we finding our way out of it? What are we building upon in this one?
So well, to follow from issue 1 to 2, it kind of picks up right where issue 1 kind of left off, and it there's small little cliffhangers to kind of grab you, and hopefully you want to read the next one and all that stuff. But issue 2 kind of leaves off right where issue 1 left off, so it's kind of a fast pace. It's really starting to pick up in issue 2 and all that stuff. There's a lot of action, a lot of gore, a lot of craziness going on in issue 2, and the family and Andy and Miller are kind of dealing with all that. and it just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The shit's hitting the fan, I guess is kind of how you can say it. So, and then with moving to issue 3, from it's different from issue 1 to 2 because we split the stories following the family and then following Andy and Miller's story. This issue 3 that you're what you're gonna get is now you're just following Andy and Miller. You're gonna see what chaos that they're dealing with and how fast the city. If you read issue 1 and all that stuff, you can tell they're split up. The city, how fast the city's kind of falling down and all that stuff. So it's very exciting, we think, and all that stuff. If you enjoyed issue 1 and 2, I really think you're going to enjoy issue 3 as well. I enjoy it just as a fan of the genre. It's very intense. It's very gory. It's very, has all those traditional cool values, obviously with our own kind of twists and turns to it.
That's cool. That's dope. So I love to see that it's growing. And so going forward with the rest of these arcs, are they going to be more solo stories, like splitting off, seeing what all our other teams or single people are doing in the interim?
Right. So the main goal is kind of to bring them together. Obviously you kind of know that's coming without saying, so we want to try and bring them together. Obviously it's not going to be just a nice happy story where they get together and everything's perfect. You got to add those little elements that kind of make it chaos for them. So the goal for the characters are to come together. So you're going to see them try and do that in the next few issues coming up. And the way we tell it, you're going to see points and perspectives when we feel the need that needs to flesh out more than just splitting them up half and half. So that's what we felt with issue 3 here. Really punching it right in the face there with Andy and Miller's story and really trying to understand what's trying to go on, where their direction's going, and what comes to the end of that issue. You'll see as you get it in the future. I'm not going to tell you that.
No, good.
Yeah. But then obviously, like I said, their goal is to get together and really not really make specific characters the main character.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make this family the main character. It's not any specific individuals. It's really, you want to care about this family. They are the main character in this world that we're creating, and we're really trying to focus a lot on the world itself and all the chaos behind it and the backstories behind it going on. So that hopefully in the future opens up to more projects, but we're obviously just worried about this one project, Avalon, that we're moving forward in. So there's a lot that we have behind the scenes that we're working on in this world of Avalon that we created.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And when it comes to the horror genre, more or less, horror genre,
right, yeah.
I've always had the state of mind that the world itself is the main character.
Right. It definitely is a big part of it all, especially that we try to do in Avalon. I think that's very important, that what you just said as well, like to have that, storyline behind the fact where the world be a big character in itself rather than just building it and then, okay, this is what we got. Here are the characters, like them, love them, hate them, whatever. But we really want to focus on the realism of the world and of the character interactions and all that stuff. So both of them, kind of like how you said, are characters. The world is a character and the family is the main character, in this story.
And that's the kind of vibe I usually get from this writing and from how you guys are putting the story together. Because for those that are fans of horror, you already know, don't get too attached.
No. And that's one thing too. I was talking to a few people at this last horror fest that we went in our hometown here, and that's kind of something where it's like we talked about other shows or TV or movies in the past in this genre where it's like they kind of get this plot armor and all that stuff. It's just we try to make that known early that there ain't really no plot armor. So we're really, it's the one, that's why we want to stay away from one main character. It's the family that you're looking at. So kind of without spoiling anything, it gets interesting because you don't want to love somebody too much because like you said, oh shit, something might happen to them or not. Maybe they fight through it. I don't know. You'll have to see.
Yeah, exactly. Look at you planting those seeds. Yeah, I see you. Well, that's dope, and that sounds really cool. So one thing I did want to talk to you about was that cover that I'm looking at here for issue number 3. Pretty dope. I'm feeling it. Art's great. The colors are popping. Everything looks amazing. So for this Kickstarter, Are we throwing in a bunch of different covers? Are we just throwing in one? What we doing?
So with this Kickstarter, we're going to be doing this a little bit differently than we did the last two, and I'm almost positive this is what we're going to be doing going forward. These Kickstarters that we're going to be kicking out from now on, there was no pun intended with that, by the way.
Too late.
It's too late now. Yeah. But we're going to be focusing more on the exclusive aspect of the Kickstarters rather than just being like, hey, here, you can get this, this random cover if you want the standard cover and all that stuff. So we want to try to make this for people who are ordering these comics or whatever we have on these rewards here and these pledges. You're going to get exclusive stuff. With this Kickstarter, there's going to be 3 covers or 2 covers you can buy on the Kickstarter. Cover B, which is a Kickstarter and an event exclusive. There's going to be a cover C, which is being worked on right now. You could only buy on the Kickstarter. So we're only making them just for people who want them on the Kickstarter. So you're never going to be able to get them again at any event or anything like that. So it is something that I want to try and focus on. I myself, like me personally, I know I enjoy those things where it's like, okay, nobody could ever get these again. I'm going to go out there and grab it. So we want to focus on that as well. And in the cover so far, I've seen like the beginning stages, and we're kind of in the inking stages with it as well. So it looks great. Looks wonderful.
And I like that. And look, and the idea of dropping exclusives is always tantalizing. So absolutely. That actually sounds like a really solid plan that you guys got going on over there. So so what's our tentative date for our Kickstarter to get started?
We're looking at November 4th is when we're looking at dropping the Kickstarter, making it live for everybody. It's a nice Friday. Most people get paid, so if you're feeling a little like, oh, I got some extra cash in my pocket, you can jump on it and look at it, see if you like it and all that stuff. But yeah, we're looking at November 4th. And like I said, there's a lot of good stuff that we're trying to keep exclusive to this. You can get your PDFs and all that stuff, all the good stuff. So if you want to catch up, and actually, I've talked a couple other zombie people, the creators of Raise and the creator of Path of the Pale Rider as well. We're adding a zombie bundle, so you can get all 3 issue 1 PDF in there as well. We've talked to them. We've all talked amongst each other. Every Kickstarter, we're going to be doing that as well going forward. So it's exciting if you're just a zombie fan in itself. Grab all 3 issues, just different issues ones, to see what you like and see if if you're a big zombie genre fan. That's definitely something you can check out as well. It's going to be fun.
And I gotta check back in with my good folks over there at Raise too. It's been a while since I spoke with them as well. So I'm glad y'all still doing the tag team thing. That's cool.
Of course, yeah. It's definitely fun. It definitely helps. We help each other out with all that stuff. It's always fun to kind of collaborate and all that stuff. And we're excited to be a whole team in itself there.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So Brandon, thank you for sharing all that great stuff with me. Sharing the journey of excuse me, right in my throat. Good Lord. Sharing this journey of Avalon with me. Since I was there from square one, to see that you guys are still doing well and still kicking off strong. I can't wait to see how far this goes, and hopefully your Kickstarter goes excellent.
I hope so as well.
Absolutely. So one last thing. So where can folks get all your work at? Where can they find all your work and get their hands on all of the, at least the first 2 books?
Yeah, of course. Basically, if you find us on any social media platform, which we're on all of it, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, we're on it. Find one of those. We have a link tree connected to all those social media platforms. And then you can clicked onto that, hit the Shopify app. That's our own online store and all that through Shopify. If you wanted to get issue 1 and 2, grab it. See if you'll enjoy it and all that stuff. And then if it's something you would be interested in, grab this. Look into issue 3 when we drop this as well. So I think if you're a zombie genre person, then you're gonna enjoy Avalon. I think just being like I said earlier, a fan of the genre in itself. I'm a big fan. Obviously, I'm doing a story in it. So I think a lot of things I like in the other thing, traditional values in the shows, movies, and all that stuff. I bring into this, but we have our own twists and all that stuff to make it interesting. A new take on the genre. We're trying to do our own thing. We're not trying to. There's no copying here, but we really love the genre. We want to make sure that other people can jump into the genre as well. So.
Yep, and that all makes a lot of sense. And it looks like you guys have got yourselves a recipe for success. Obviously, y'all cooking with grease over there. So that's good stuff. And I can't wait to see what else you guys come up with.
Thank you. I same here. Honestly, I can't wait to when the minds get together, what we can kind of come up with and move forward with.
Exactly. So Brandon, I want to thank you from the bottom of my cold, dark heart for coming on and sharing all this great stuff with me yet again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for making the time.
Of course. Thank you for having me again.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So everybody, that there is Brandon Starocci. Oh, I'm 2 for 2.
There it is. 2 for 2, baby.
Follow him on all his dope social media platforms, all the stuff that they're cooking over there on Avalon. I'm going to leave that in the description section below. And definitely check out their Kickstarter. That will be on tentatively November 4th on a payday Friday. Drop a little coins in their back pocket there. And ladies and gentlemen, who am I? I'm Trey the Brute Daniels. Follow me on all my dope social media platforms. I'll put right under my face. They're not there yet, but they will be. At TheBrute00 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, if I feel like being silly, on TikTok. This has been the Indie Corner. You all have been awesome, and I'll catch you all next time.
See ya.
Also, if you want to support my channel, check out spinwiz.com or download the Spinwiz app and check out my comic series, Trouble. It was written with a lot of love, and it was definitely my favorite comic series to write. I've also written it in English and in Spanish, so whatever floats your boat, I got it for you. Thanks again, and check it out.